Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, I'm with one of my dearest new friends from the podcast, from the academy, not the podcast, from the academy, the one and only Arlene Nelson from the beautiful tropical Edmonton, Alberta, a place I used to call home 10 years ago. We connected, earlier this year around April, May, and then she took
Yeah, I
the
think it was.
challenge and she also joined the academy. She's one of the graduates of the Profitable Podcast Academy, and we had a call like 2 weeks ago when I was in Thailand, and I said, you know what? Have you been to on a podcast? She said, no. I said, well, let's change that, especially when I'm back in Canada. And right now I'm in Canada, 2 days before I leave again, and that's what we are here for. So, Arlene, welcome to the show, my friend.
Great to be here.
Pleasure's all mine. So, tell us. We're gonna talk about your business and all that good stuff later. So, for people who don't know you, tell us who's Arlene first and foremost as a woman and as a human being.
Well, I can certainly say that over this past year of some of the coaching courses I've taken and just different learnings and podcast academy, and I know I'm looking at my identity and how much has changed over the last year, and how much more confident I am, and I just want to work with people and help people and be there for them. And I think one of the biggest things I have noticed is the change in me is how I can ask for help too. So passing that on to different people has been pretty exciting. I've quite enjoyed it.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I'd like to start with, first of all, is to ask you a series of rapid fire questions to get to know you as a person. Ready?
Yes.
So tell us, Arlene, what makes you happy?
Um, Being able to help people, being content, um, just being able to help people. And
Yeah.
that's what warms my heart. That's what makes me happy.
I noticed that because of your big, massive heart. So I know that.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Now, tell us, what makes you smile?
Seeing people happy,
Mm,
seeing people with their aha moments and get excited about it. I love that.
yes, because
And and puppies and kitties, of course.
oh, yes, I love puppies too, especially our dear Leo. I haven't seen him in a few days, but anyway, so yeah. Now, what makes you come alive? What sets your soul on fire and makes your heart sing?
Um, learning learning something new
Mm.
that I can actually work with, and I can share and teach other people. And I love to learn. That's exciting for me.
That's amazing.
Whether it's through a book or traveling somewhere to see something. It's pretty exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, what makes you sad and angry?
Um, sometimes sometimes people that don't listen to me. But just watching people suffer, watching people in the world suffer when they've got
Mhm.
nothing there to help them. And that really makes me sad. Really
Absolutely.
makes me sad.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, what scares you?
Um, phew, a couple of things. Losing my family. Um, that scares me. Um, of course, financial, running out of money. As we talk going into this 21st century, you don't know what's going to happen with your pensions or anything like that. But I don't dwell on that. That comes and it's gone because I'm
Yes.
going to live in the moment because I still have it. And I know next week that money is going to be in my bank account.
That's it.
So
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say is your personal number one superpower?
Helping people,
Mm, yeah, I can see that.
helping people.
What is one thing that you used to value, but you don't value anymore?
Um, Probably my vehicle.
Mm,
My vehicle, because it always used to be I used to have new, and to me it was kind of like a materialistic status symbol, and now it's like, you know what? I think it'd probably be cheaper to use an Uber in some cases. So that just doesn't, it's just not a big thing anymore.
absolutely.
It'll all work out.
Yeah. So you're a car girl, eh?
Pardon?
You're a car girl? You love
I
cars?
did. I liked my vehicles. I took care of them. I liked them new. Um, and not only for the safety and the
Yeah.
comfort of getting from point A to point B, but it was just a nice thing. And now it's like I've got one that's older and it's running great and I love it. And
Yeah. Takes you from point
yeah,
A to point B.
yeah, it's a simple thing now. I don't really care about it.
Yeah. Of all the cars you've owned in your life so far, what was your favorite one and why?
Um, I would have to say I owned a silver Monte Carlo,
Oh, wow.
and I loved that car. That was my favorite car, but that was also in the days when I was traveling for a living
Mm,
and I was putting 60, 70,000 miles on a year, not kilometers, miles
holy.
a year.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so I didn't get to keep that car as long as I really wanted to, but that was my favorite car. And it was sporty, kind of sporty, but it was big and yeah, I
Yeah.
loved that car.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, what is one thing that you did not value before, but now you're valuing more and more?
Um, Being retired,
Mm,
my freedom, and I know freedom means different things to everyone,
mm-hmm.
but I love that sense of control over my life. And I love guilt-free naps. I think they're beautiful.
I love that. I just took a nap earlier today after lunch, just before our call, and
Yeah.
I needed that. I needed.
Yes, exactly. And embrace that, like, because right now I'm working with women and teaching them or encouraging them to celebrate your wins and enjoy it. Don't feel
Yeah,
guilty for taking a nap. If you
yeah.
need it, just do it.
Listen to your body. Yes.
Yeah,
Listen to your
exactly.
needs. Put yourself first.
You have a nap for whatever, and you can probably get up and do 10 times the work you thought you could do.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Now, you mentioned travel. You enjoy traveling, don't you?
I do enjoy traveling.
We can do an entire episode on traveling, but we may do that in the future. But for now, I'll
Yes.
take you down a different type of traveling, down memory lane. Go back to when you were growing up as a kid. You know, when kids, people around us, family, relatives, teachers, neighbors, friends, always ask us, "Hey, Arlene, what do you want to become when you grow up?" What was your answer to that as a little girl?
Um, I probably said a nurse
Ah,
at that time, but I think from small town prairie girl, I think everybody just assumed I was going to be a farmer's wife. That wasn't in my books at all.
oh no.
People just stayed home and did that. Said a nurse, and then I got a chance to be a nurse and go to nurses school. And when I went for the interview and see what was happening, I couldn't do it. I just
Mm.
couldn't do it. I was judged for that, for saying no. Um, then I I got a job as in a vacuum cleaner company in the office part. And I liked it. It was a paycheck. It got me through my first year on my own. Loved it. But I always, always in my heart wanted to pack the bare necessities in a car and go. I always wanted to do that.
Mhm.
So the opportunity came up with a photography company out of actually out of North Carolina. And I traveled Canada taking baby pictures for a
Wow.
living. And I went through all these small towns, right from Ontario. Well, I worked in the Maritimes as well, but right from Ontario right to BC. And I did belongings in a car and traveled for 6 years. I did that. And then I thought, I should probably settle down. And then I did settle down, and it was kind of interesting how how you have to readjust your life. Like you're used to living in hotels and stuff, and it's like, I don't know if I like my TV in the living room. So, yes, it
That's
was interesting
amazing.
with my
Wow.
traveling.
Traveling to take pictures of babies must have been the dream job, eh?
That was one of the most rewarding jobs ever. It was because I love kids. I
Mm.
communicated with them, can socialize with them, and except once when I was in northern New Brunswick and they didn't understand English, then I had a little tough time, but we did it. We made
Oh,
it.
even if they speak, when they speak English, it's hard to understand.
Exactly. They knew Cookie Monster, so it helped.
Same thing in French. When they speak French and I'm French, that's
Mhm.
I have to really focus on what they're saying. Now, don't get me wrong, they're some of the friendliest people in the world.
Oh,
They speak.
absolutely.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you gotta really focus.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's stay a little bit more for when you were growing up. So when you were a kid, what was your relationship with school? Did you love school or did you hate school?
I hated school. I liked it like from grade 1 to about grade 6.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't
Mm.
I wasn't I wasn't the smartest in school. And back in those days, you were definitely judged for that. I was bullied by some kids and teachers.
Mm.
And then then I had to go to 3 different schools because my first school was 10 miles away. The second one was about 20 miles away. And then the third one was about 25 miles away. And my high school years in cold prairie winters was going I would get on the bus at 20 after 7 in the morning, get to school around 9, and then coming
Wow.
home, get on the bus about 20 to 4, and I never got home till 20 after 5 at night. So it was a very long, cold bus ride, and I hated school for that. I really did.
Mm.
I didn't apply myself. I got through it by the skin of my teeth. I
Mm.
had an amazing couple of amazing teachers that, encouraged and kept me going. But I did it. I did it and I graduated. I went to grade 12 and I did that. I know my dad would have fought if would have wanted to quit, and I didn't really want to. I wanted that diploma. You needed it, so
Mhm.
I did it. I went to the end,
Yeah,
but I didn't like it.
you did it. That's what matters. Yes.
I wanted to in school I wanted to they had different trades in our
Mm.
comprehensive school. And the trade I wanted to take, they wouldn't let women in. I
Really?
wanted to take mechanics,
Oh, wow.
and they wouldn't let women in. So I ended up taking hairdressing instead. Might
Oh,
not have
that's so
that
sad.
now, but it was. I was really sad because I'd worked on the farm with my
Yeah.
dad, fixing things, and
Fixing the
thought,
car, fixing the tractor,
I did that.
fixing
I
the
did that.
forklift and all that. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And don't regret a minute of working beside my dad and my brothers and my uncle.
Sure. Absolutely. So back to school. What was your favorite and least favorite subject in school?
The least favorite probably were the sciences,
Okay.
the thing, and I liked social studies. I liked geography.
Mm.
I thought that was interesting, and I was okay in math. I, Math is math. You need it, but you
Yeah.
learn that. You learn a lot of that out of school too, just in everyday life. So
Yeah. What's your sign again? Zodiac sign?
Capricorn.
Okay, Capricorns are supposed to be very driven, very ambitious, very adventurous,
Hmm.
very passionate too. So I can see
Yeah.
adventure in you. You liking geography and then taking a job that made you travel a lot. So
Yeah.
now it's coming together. Okay, that's good. Now, imagine that we're in the same class, say around grade 10 or 11. What kind of student were you back then? Were you the shy one? Were you the nerd one? Were you the life of the party, the chatterbox, the superstar?
Um, I was probably I wasn't shy, but I was quiet. I had my friends in each class
Hmm.
because not all my friends we were all in the same classes together. But I always had friends in each class. Everyone was friendly and
Yeah.
but I wasn't the life of the party. I was the out of town girl. I was the farm kid.
Okay. Now, when you were in school, were you popular with the boys?
No,
Really?
no.
How come?
No. My dad, every time I'd want to go out with someone, he said, I don't know those boys from that town. So,
Okay.
so I never did go out and date, but we did go party. And
Yeah.
my mom always knew what I did, but I'd always say I'd stay at my girlfriend's. But
Mhm.
so I got around it. Of course, you kind of tell that with a little white lie
Sure.
to your,
Fair.
but
Yeah.
but I never did anything without mom knowing. Mom knew what I was doing, but
Mm.
dad says, no, I don't know
Beautiful.
those boys.
Beautiful. What was your very first job? And do you remember how much you got paid the first time you worked in your life?
My very first job, I was working at a concession stand in a drive-in movie in Brandon, Manitoba.
Mm.
And I have no idea how much I made.
Mm.
Probably $1.50 an hour or something. I don't know. It wasn't much. Well, it was a lot to me then, though.
Oh, back, yes.
I was able to buy school clothes for myself and
Yeah.
things like that. Actually, I know what I did. I bought my first guitar working that
Oh,
job.
so you can play the guitar.
Yeah.
That's good. So
Hmm.
you are, in a way, the life of the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your favorite tune to play?
Um, you know, I have a lot, but the one I liked to play the most was Seen a Lot of Traveling Days by Lawrence Hudd. And
Mm.
he worked with a band out of Toronto
Okay.
and he was Canadian. I loved that song. It just meant to me at that time, it meant a lot to me because I did a lot of
Sure.
traveling.
Yeah. Beautiful. Now, let's move forward. From the moment you left school to now, how would you describe your path? Would you say once you get into one career, one job, you were set for life, smooth sailing, or was it more like turns and twists like a roller coaster?
There were turns and twists, but because really I worked and I always never had problem getting a job,
Hmm.
but went from the photography. I stayed home in my hometown and actually was assistant manager at uh, a car truck stop.
Hmm.
At that time, I ran
Wow.
that. It was 24 hours. So um, I assisted with that. And I liked that. That was good. And then that's when I moved to Edmonton. And, of course, when you're living in an oil
Yeah.
industry, there were times I was laid off, didn't have a job, wondered what was next, but something always came up.
Yeah.
And when I left Edmonton for a few months because a friend of mine in Toronto owned a photography company and she wanted me to it was Christmas time. She's, can you go distribute my pictures? And I worked in the Lower Mainland and the island for Christmas. And then I came back and I took some time off. And
Mm.
then when I came back into Edmonton, I manifested a job
Oh,
and
wow.
I said, I worked with temp agencies a lot. I loved working temp agency. I liked working all the different jobs and the different companies. So when I came back to town, I thought, okay, I'll call the temp agency. I will tell them I'm back in town and I want a job by full-time job by September. I want a job with that's going to provide a pension and blah blah blah. And I got it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you left your native prairies to go to Edmonton. How difficult was it for you to make the move and to adapt to a new environment and all that?
Oh, that wasn't difficult because I'd worked here before,
Oh, okay.
and my goal was actually to go to Calgary, but
Okay.
a friend of mine moved to Edmonton, and she said, "Why don't you just come to Edmonton and check it out for a while?" So and then I got a job, and I ended up staying here. Edmonton was not my first choice or my favorite city by any means at that time.
Mm.
But about 4 years later, I woke up every morning and thanked the universe for sending me to Edmonton and not Calgary.
Why?
Just because of the busyness,
Mm.
it was a little bit more laid back here, and
Yeah.
I learned to love the city.
What do you like about Edmonton?
I like I like the it's less chaotic
Yes.
than Calgary, and I lived in Vancouver for a while too. And
Mm.
when I was in Vancouver in October, I went, "Oh my God, it's definitely less chaotic than Vancouver now." So
Yeah. Wow.
it's still kind of prairie.
Yeah. I enjoyed Edmonton. I found the people in Edmonton to be very, very friendly compared to Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had a good time. I had a good time. Mind you, it was 10 years ago, between 2012 to 2000 or to early 2015.
hmm
I was working in the oil fields,
Yeah.
but I had a great time. Some of the best people I've met in Edmonton, very friendly, very civilized. One thing I will never forget is the first time I got to Edmonton, took the bus, and when you were about to get off the bus, I saw people literally thanking the driver. That's something you never do in Toronto, for example.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't do it. I said, what are they doing? And then, of course, I love this. I was always saluting the driver. When you
Yeah.
get on the bus, he would greet you. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, welcome. You don't hear
hmm
that in Toronto. Mind you, I haven't been on a bus in Toronto in ages,
Yeah.
but mind you, here in Ajax, on the outskirts, yes, you do that. But in
hmm
no,
No, exactly. No, and yeah, and I always, if I get off the front of the bus, I definitely turn around and thank them.
yeah,
So,
just common courtesy. It doesn't cost
yeah,
anything. Just
it
be
is.
half a
And it
second.
makes you feel good. Doesn't say thank you to someone,
More
makes you feel
humane.
good.
Yes,
Yeah,
love that.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
now you're retired, right?
I am supposedly from the corporate world.
Yeah. So how difficult was for you or challenge? What, sorry, let me rephrase that. What was the most challenging part of transitioning from a corporate full-time work to retirement?
Um, well, I'm thinking of a couple of things. My worst time was the mornings.
Mm,
It's like I didn't have a purpose, or I thought I didn't have a purpose. And I thought that I was going to be, nobody will call me, I'll be left alone, and it'll just be sad. And you have these lists of things, and I wanted to continue on with my business that I already had, and I couldn't get motivated. It was just not there. So about the first 3 months, and I thank God for all the colleagues I have that worked with me and got me through it. And yeah, I'd wake up in the morning, and next thing I know, it would be 11, and I'm not motivated to do anything yet. But that lasted for about 3 months. And then, okay, I'm back to loving my mornings now and stuff like that. And if I want to sleep in, I'll do it, but most times I'm pretty motivated to get going.
yeah. I can relate with that, even though I'm not retired. But the moment I left my corporate world to
Hmm.
business, literally overnight going with an actual routine, wake up at 7 o'clock, leaving, rather by the time it was wake up at 6, leave the house at 7, by 9 o'clock you're at your desk. But now I found myself quite a lot of days just being lazy, not wanting to do anything. It was just like you said, 11, and I'm still in bed or just barely get out of bed and wondering, foggy mind, what I'm going to do today. What
I
do I
do.
need to do?
And that's a good point you're bringing up because you don't have to be retired to go through that. Just leaving the corporate world
Having
can
a
do that.
9 to 5 somewhere to have to, and this is one of the tips I give to anyone that wants to transition to having their own business is imagine
Hmm.
treat it as if it was a 9 to 5. So each morning at 9 o'clock, be in front of your desk so you'll be more
Hmm.
productive. Because yes, while we want to go into business to have the freedom, especially time and location freedom, but you still need to have some kind of structure. Otherwise,
Hmm.
you're gonna crash and burn. And that's what
That's
happened to me in my first
absolutely
business.
right. Don't, and maybe not go quite overboard
Yeah.
like I did and sign up for every free webinar and then don't do any of your own stuff.
And sign up for every course and all that, and before you know it, you're oops,
Exactly.
$20,000 this month. Holy smoke!
Exactly, exactly. But I mean, pick and choose what's going to be good for you,
Yes.
but and still do them, absolutely, but you don't have to sign up for every
No.
one of them.
Yeah.
You think you're going to when you're by yourself, you think you're going to go through this well, the FOMO period.
Oh yes.
For afraid of missing out, and you can only retain so much, but
Yeah. So now that your corporate life is behind you, now you have a beautiful chapter ahead of you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What's your why?
um because I love it. I love
Mhm.
doing what I do. Um, I may not start till 10, but next thing I know, it's 7 o'clock at night. And you have to be careful there. Sometimes I have to set an alarm on my phone to get up and move because I'm the type of person, when I take an all-day course, as soon as there's a break, they send you on a break, I'm in on my bike doing 5 minutes, just to keep my mind going and not
That's
stiffen up.
amazing. That's amazing. Wow.
It is, but it's hard to do it when you're not on that course. You have to honor yourself and train yourself.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you love doing what you're doing. So tell us, what is it that you're doing?
Um, right now I am getting my podcast on the go.
Tell me more. I'm excited. I'm curious. I'm intrigued. What is that? What is a podcast?
What is a podcast? A few things I got a few things I have to tweak,
Hmm.
which I'll be getting in touch with my instructor
Do I know that person?
with some questions. Um, but I'm feeling really confident about that. Just organizing, getting my social media up and running.
Hmm.
I think the worst, not the worst, but the hardest part and the one I'm holding back on is convincing myself it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes, absolutely not.
And I look at some things I just, oh, I could do better on that. Okay, well, you've learned that, so move on, don't dwell on it. And then then I work at getting some clients and
Speaking of the podcast, what's the name of your podcast?
I don't know, it's changed probably 4 or 5 times.
What is it as of right now, today, Wednesday, the 20th of August,
I'm
4
sorry,
p.m.?
but I'm not comfortable with a name with it yet.
Okay.
And I've taken some time off and been thinking about it, and it will be announced very, very soon.
When? Give us a timeline.
No. Um, my timeline now is September 1st, which is also a Monday.
I was about to mention that, but okay, you beat me to it. Awesome, awesome. And what is your podcast going to be about?
My podcast is I thought I had to talk. I like talking, or I want to talk to women, single women going into retirement and their fears, working with that.
Mm,
But then the people I'm talking to um, about coming on my podcast,
mm,
it'll be whatever they're talking about, what they're bringing up. So I'm excited about that.
mhm.
And just integrating all of us together so we can create more of a better, busier business and just talk about things. Food for thought. Let's get people talking.
Yeah,
Whether it's about the fear of being alone when you're retired, or
yeah,
whether you're running out of money, whether you're retired or just left the corporate world.
yeah. Lots of question I shared with you like last week on WhatsApp that one of my cousin, from what I heard from his wife, he retired in June from his company. He was a former mechanic, and he still hasn't received his retirement yet. And they told him if you don't receive it by the end of August, come to our office. Not the government retirement, but his company's retirement. And
Mhm.
I was baffled. I mean, how we're talking about in Toronto, Canada, in the year 2025, with everything being so advanced with AI and electronics and all that, how is he still not receiving his retirement? What's wrong?
Exactly. And you know what? That happened to me too.
Wow.
And I know my company was in transition of being bought out by another company, which was perfect timing for me to retire. And I wasn't getting anything. So I finally called the head office in Toronto. I knew the HR person. And I finally get an email back admitting she forgot to send my credentials into the retirement into the funding office that was supposed to pay me.
Wow.
So yes, I did get retro pay,
Good.
but thank goodness I had those savings,
Yeah, exactly.
and I just like, yeah. So don't leave it as long as I did.
Yeah. How long,
You
how
get on
long,
them
how
and
long it took for you before you started receiving yours?
so it was March, April, May, June, July, August, September. It was 6 months.
Was it this year or last year?
No, that was 3 years, 2 years ago.
6 months. Holy smoke. And all of that just because someone forgot to submit it.
Yeah.
Wow. And you know, that's interesting because a lot of people would think that this is done automatically, they don't have to do anything, but no, you still have to follow up with them, make sure that they do it.
And you know what I did? I followed up with them. Uh, I started following up with them 8 months before I retired to see what the process was. And everybody's reluctant to commit to what the process is. Like, for example, I said, a ballpark figure, what will my pension be?
Hmm.
And I could kind of figure it out from my statements from previous years. But I just wanted to keep them on their toes too. And they just said, you will get it. Don't worry. Some of them actually kind of got a little uptight with me when I kept asking about it. And I thought, too bad. This is my livelihood. So I just kept emailing. I wasn't rude about it. I was
No,
polite. I just said, hey,
it's your right.
I know this. I want to know this. And I understand they can't give you an exact amount until the last day of your pay. But when I get paid the same thing every week, you should be able to tell me something.
Yeah,
But
ballpark figure. Absolutely. It doesn't take a
mhm,
science.
yeah,
Wow.
because it's scary enough as it is. Like, I mean, here's my expenses that need to be paid every month. is it going to cover it, or do I need to be a Walmart greeter? Like,
Absolutely. So you see,
yeah.
what you went through and what my cousin is going through, I haven't talked to him, but I hope he's get it back by now. I'll call him today and tomorrow. Is that a
Mhm.
lot of people are still struggling with that, figuring it out, trying to find their way in this
Mhm.
maze. So that could be, and I mentioned that to you before, that could be an amazing opportunity for you.
Exactly.
But it's
Exactly.
just something as simple and trivial as making sure that the person in charge submits your application to the right people. Something as simple as that. For you, it costs you almost 6 months, but you were, well, I wouldn't say lucky, but you get your money retroactively. But some people,
Hmm.
that alone can save someone from, just like you said, from becoming a Walmart greeter, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Nothing wrong with Walmart greeters.
No.
And I know a lot of these people go back there
Yes.
because they're bored. And you
Yeah,
know what? I like saying hi to these guys when I go in.
absolutely. Yeah.
And but some of them might be forced to do that.
Yeah. So that alone, that tip alone can save someone a lot of money. That alone, people would be willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
So wink, wink. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
exactly. Exactly. What comes up.
Tell us about your business, the business that you're building now around your podcast.
Well, the business that I'm building is, I've been working on it for a while. Um, I do, I work, I say I work with single women going into the retirement, overcome their fears. But it's not just single women. I didn't realize until I opened up
Hmm.
opened up the line of communication to the world that how many men have that fear as well,
My
whether they're
cousin.
married. Exactly. Just to talk about it, how to deal with it, how to just even raise the vibration around money and um how you can survive it. The fear of being alone. Is anybody going to call you? Um, what are you going to do?
Hmm.
You don't have any hobbies. What do you like to do? Do you need some extra money? What are you good at?
What are you
What do
passionate
you
about?
what are
Yes.
you passionate about? Maybe you could market this passion. And it's not about selling whatever. It's about selling your passion and teaching people to do something. I want to learn to crochet. If there's anybody out there that can teach me how to crochet, I want to learn how to crochet.
There you
And
go.
and I've allowed myself that time because the time every, every minute in the day doesn't have to be work. Take that 20 minutes and crochet another 4 or 5 lines on your scarf or whatever you're doing,
Have
rows.
fun. Enjoy yourself. It doesn't have to be just like you said,
Yeah,
every minute about hustling, hustling, hustling. You know?
exactly. And find that balance because you can so easily um this is well speaking from experience here. You can so easily watch every Hallmark movie there is out there. And it can be gone. It can just be gone. Oh, just one more, just another half hour.
Yeah.
And then the guilt starts to set in because you didn't do anything. And you know
Yes.
what that can turn into.
Oh, yes.
Next thing you know, you're in a depression.
Loneliness, depression, lack
Yeah.
desire, anything, you just,
And
mm,
I had an interesting story this weekend. My great niece, who is going to college
mhm.
or is in classes, and she's living on her own and she's finding it, she's starting to burn out and there's a lot on her plate. And she says, I have decided to take the next 3 months off and work a little bit. And I just looked at her and I said, congratulations
There you go.
for recognizing that and doing it. I said, I am so proud of you and I'm excited for
Mm.
you because embrace it. I
Yeah.
embrace your time, love it and celebrate it.
Put
And
yourself
she just
first.
kind of,
Yes.
whoa, I feel so good now, And I'd love to work with young girls doing this too, but these women going into retirement is going to go through the same thing.
Absolutely. It's
So,
all about sharing your experiences, your wisdom, your story with a
yeah,
person who's just a few steps behind you, going on the same path.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, yep. Heard that before somewhere.
Yeah, sounds familiar too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All about your zone of genius, right?
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
I, I really have enjoyed this last few months working on this.
Well, it's been a journey. It's been a pleasure,
Hmm.
a journey of growth, of progress, a lot of aha moments, a lot of breakthroughs. But this is what
Yes,
life's all about. And you're going to your next chapter. Yes, you're gonna learn some new skills, new stuff, looking at things from a different angle. But once you do it, you have a brand new adventure awaiting for you, physically and
exactly.
metaphorically speaking. Yes,
Hmm.
you're on the right path, and you're doing well. I'm sure you will succeed. And remember, the world is your oyster. Get on that plane, use that passport of yours, that powerful passport of yours,
Exactly.
and go see the world. Escape the winter. Skip the
I
winter.
know.
Sorry, skip the winter.
Yes, escape the winters. Yes. I know. It's certainly out there. It's certainly waiting for me.
And once you start making money online, then literally you can. This is the best thing you can do for yourself.
Hmm.
You can, as I said, escape and skip the winter, live in a
Hmm.
place that's warm, nice, see new people, new dishes, new adventures, new experiences, because life is a school to experience.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yeah, and help people not just around you, but people around the world.
Hmm.
Because your Arlene's are not just in Canada, they're in Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Europe, even on the dark side of the moon. I wouldn't be surprised, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And mind you,
Uh,
they may need you even more than your sisters here on this planet. I'm joking,
yes.
silly, but you know what I mean. They're everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no, that's it's a good way to think about it.
Awesome, awesome. Now, if you could turn the clock back and you had a time machine, what is one thing you would do differently prior to adventuring into retirement?
I just I think I just answered this question the other day for someone. And um I think I think no matter how small or large the amount was, but I would pay myself first.
Can you please repeat that?
I said no matter how small of amount or large of amount, I would pay myself first.
What does that mean in more down to earth
That
meanings?
that means I would be setting that aside not to touch, where I never did that before. I always paid somebody else first.
Pay the bills and all that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. See, that is another powerful tip that your Arlene's would gladly pay for.
Yes.
Yeah, wow, awesome. Now, let's start. We will do a follow up once you've started your podcast, because I definitely want to know how you're doing. But for now, let's start to wrap things up. And to finish, I'd like to ask you another series of rapid fire questions, but this time on advices. Ready?
Sure.
What's the best piece of advice you've received so far?
Um, work remotely.
Ah, yes. What do you like about that?
The experience, the education that
There's
I
no,
could learn.
there's nothing better than working from a swimming pool in Bali. Always someone. We did that by
Yeah,
the pool. You know,
exactly.
it was what was it? It was 8 o'clock for me, or 9 o'clock in the morning for me, it was 8 o'clock for you. Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It can be anywhere in the world as
No,
long as they have connection.
exactly.
Awesome. Now, what's the worst piece of advice that you've received so far?
Um, that I have to have at least 6 or 7 different offers at a time.
Mm. And why is that a bad advice?
Um, because to start out, I agree with what you said with the 6 or 7 ones.
The rules of the six ones, yes.
6 ones, yeah. I agree with that because it simplifies your life and that gives you room to grow more and then go into several different offers or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Can you refresh my mind? What was the rule of the six ones, please?
No. I know there, I probably know three,
You
but
said earlier that you were a good student. So
so it'd be the one offer,
yeah,
1 year, one. I know they're always at the back of my mind, but now that you put me on a spot,
anyway, let me help you. One business,
yes, one business,
one client, avatar,
one client at a time. Yeah,
one offer,
one offer. Yeah,
one platform, one traffic source, 1 year.
yes,
So yeah, the point
that
is,
was,
don't try to overwhelm yourself and your clients or your prospect with too many options.
and that's exactly what I did in the past. It was like, oh, I have to go on all these different platforms. I have to do this, and if I don't do that, nobody's gonna work with me.
Yeah,
It's no, this way you can be
yeah,
confident.
absolutely. Again, as I've been sharing with you for the past 2, 3 months, what's your zone of genius? What's a one uh, specific problem can you address and solve for who? Where is that person? And once you identify where is that person hanging out the most, you become not just go on that platform, you become omnipresent on that one platform. Forget about 25
Exactly.
platforms. That
Yeah.
one. For me, it's been Facebook groups. For some people, it can be LinkedIn, one of my clients in the UK. For you, for
Hmm.
example, probably going to be also Facebook.
Yep.
And Facebook groups are an absolute gold mine.
Yeah.
Went down the right way. So yeah, you've got this. So the rule of the six one, absolutely. Now, imagine that you were blessed with a time machine, another time machine. And this time you can sit face to face with the 18-year-old Arlene. What's your number one piece of advice you would give to her knowing all that you know now?
Um, I think it'd be back to the same thing, like I talked before. Pay yourself first. Pay
Yes,
yourself first. Because at 18, going out on my own, which it's kind of interesting because when I was a kid, even going to have a sleepover at my cousin's place, I couldn't leave my mom. I wouldn't go anywhere. But at 18, here I am, 19, jumping in a car and traveling all over the Western Canada beside myself. So I was very confident. But pay yourself first.
absolutely, absolutely. That goes in parallel and hand in hand with put yourself first.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
you're the most important person, the most special person in the world for you, for each of us, is ourselves. And that's not being greedy or selfish, that's being altruistic. Because you need
Absolutely.
to be the best version of you. You need to first fill your own cup, so to speak, before you can bless others. If your cup is empty, you have nothing to give.
Exactly.
And you become a liability as opposed to an asset. So, anyways,
Mhm. That makes sense.
awesome. Now, you have your own podcast. So imagine, let's project 6 months, a year from now, that your podcast is blowing up. You're very popular. And today, a year from now, you're interviewing the most special person in the world, and that is yourself. What's the first question you want to ask yourself?
Um,
What's the first question that comes to mind?
I know I'm trying to, and I'm trying to visualize me sitting in that chair and not someone else. And it's like, I don't know. What do you have to be grateful for? What's your
Oh,
most thing to be grateful for?
I love that. And what's your answer?
Investing in myself.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Me too. I have goosebumps.
Oh, yes, because true learning starts, and this is a quote I heard a long time ago. At first, I thought it was cheesy, but now it makes more and more sense is that true learning starts the moment you leave school. Learning is a lifelong journey.
I know. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm going to agree with that. Like, what did I answer you a few minutes ago? How did you like school? I hated it.
Like the square hole. Awesome. Now, the last question I ask all my guests, and that's my favorite question to ask, and that is, what is the smallest thing, the one thing you've done in your life that has had the greatest, most profound, and deepest positive impact on both your life and your business? For example, for me, it's been starting my podcast. What about you?
Mhm. Um, I th what com first thing that comes to my mind is being able to purchase my own home,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I did not think I would ever be able to do, didn't think I was worthy enough to do it. And then when I did that, that really boosted my confidence and thought to myself, I'm not a poor farm girl from Saskatchewan. You know,
Hmm.
and that if I can do that, I can do anything.
Absolutely. That's so powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Mhm.
If someone wants to connect with you, Arlene, what's the best way to do so?
Either through my Facebook or they can email me or text me.
What's your Facebook? What's your email?
Okay, the email is Carmen Tia, which is CarmanTia 60 at gmail.com. And that would be the best way to contact me.
And your Facebook?
Facebook is just Arlene Nelson.
All right. I'll put those in the show notes.
Mhm.
Listen, Arlene, absolute pleasure having you share your story. And we're only scratching the surface. We'll do a part two around Christmas, early next year to see what kind of where have you gone for your business and all that, your podcast.
And Christmas is not that far away when you think
That's what I'm
about it.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And
Everything.
listen, I salute you. You're a true leader with a heart. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world, your presence, your impact, your warm smile, personality, your passion, and your gifts. And always remember that you yourself, Arlen, you're a beautiful gift yourself. And your gifts are meant to be shared loud and proud around you and around the world for your Arlenes. And your Arlenes are waiting for you, cheering for you.
Thank you.
You cannot let them down. So stay safe, stay warm. God bless,
Yes, thank you.
and
Thank you
talk to you
so
very
much,
soon.
Damon. You're definitely an inspiration yourself.
You're very welcome. Take care, my dear. Take care. Bye
All
bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.